Hello my friends, how are you? If you don't know me, then hi. Nice to meet you, my name is Jenna. I fancied making this little video for a little bit of an update. If you have followed my journey for the last couple of months, then you will know that I've moved to Japan from the UK. I moved at the start of 2023. I've been in Japan for about 8 months. Crazy. Time flies and a lot has happened. So I wanted to give this little video a timestamp in my diary series thing, and basically making these videos to look back on and see how I've grown over my experience. So I hope this video is interesting to someone, but if it's not, then that's okay. Maybe it will be helpful to someone who is considering to move to Japan from a similar position to me. If this video helps one person, then that will make my day. So I thought I would start by giving a little recap of everything I've done so far, because I've done a lot, and I think just a quick snapshot of everything I've done will be really interesting to see. I've got my notes so I don't forget everything. Okay, so in January 2023, I did all my pre-move stuff, like getting my visa and packing, saying goodbye to family and friends, and everything like that. It was a very scary time for me. The end of January 2023, I got to Japan and started training for my job in Tokyo. I met some amazing people who were also doing training at the same time. I did stuff like Team Labs Tokyo, Disney Sea, I went to strawberry festivals, Yoyogi Park, Tokyo Tower, Shinjuku Gardens, and many shrines. After 3 weeks of training, I moved to Fukuoka, where I call home now. I started my job, which I absolutely love, and I've done many things since. I explored the beautiful cherry blossoms in Sakura season. I saw Ohori Park with the most beautiful sunset and wisteria flowers, and many other things too. I've been lucky to go on some trips as well with my boyfriend Will. We went to Osaka, where we saw Osaka Castle at a very busy time. We walked through Minno Park and we went to some very busy markets too. We went to Kyoto for the day and we saw the famous Arashiyama bamboo forest. We saw Kinkakuji temple, which was really cool, and Kiyomizudera temple too, which is a standout memory for me, and also Fushimi Inari shrine. I have been seeing pictures of this shrine for years and been wanting to go, so the fact that I was able to go and see it and walk through it, it felt unreal. All of these places actually are places I've been wanting to go for many years, so it feels like a dream. It feels like a dream, honestly. We went to USJ and whoa, it was fun. And since then, it's been very hot and very hard to do stuff. But we went to Beppu and wandered around. We also went to Nagasaki and saw some of the memorials and museums. So after filming this, we actually went to Hiroshima and we saw the atomic bomb dome, the Hiroshima castle, and this famous shrine on water, which is called Itsukushima Shrine. I also had to show you this adorable turtle at Shukein Gardens. So cute. So yeah, that's a little recap of everything I've done so far. But many more things are on the way and I'm very excited for all of the upcoming trips. So that's the little recap. But before I continue, if you want to see what I get up to in the future in Japan, then subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will be great to have you along for the ride. Come on this adventure with me. My goal is to see as much of Japan as possible in my time teaching here. So I thought I'd go into 10 things that I've learned about Japan since being here. So, number 1, how kind everyone is. You only have to say thank you in Japanese and everyone starts complimenting your Japanese skills. Like, how lovely is that? Like, no, I'm not good at Japanese, but thank you so much. Most people are willing to go so far out of their way to help you, and that is the kindest thing I've ever experienced. Number 2, it's very quiet. Even on the trains, in the supermarkets, it's very quiet. If your phone rings, then everyone looks at you. No, it's not really quite that bad, but it is very quiet. And if you're talking loudly, then you will get a little bit of looking at. I mean, I don't mind the quiet because I am at heart an introvert, but it's just something I've learned about Japan. Number 3, how aesthetic everything is. Like all the furniture, the fashion, it's just so classy, so fashionable. I can't really explain it. I guess it's just, it fits my style. But the coffee shops are just really nice places to be. Not that they aren't in the UK, but you get hit and miss. Some coffee shops are really aesthetically pleasing and others are not. If you know, you know. But here, like, everything is just good looking. Number 4, everything is very, very convenient. There are konbinis, especially in the city. There are konbinis on every corner, and also vending machines for drinks everywhere. But having said that, there is still a lot that is very much cash based, which I don't mind. It's just interesting. Number 5, the technology is both advanced and very far behind at the same time. Like, many restaurants are run on machines, but at the same time workplaces still use fax machines. Number 6, the safety. I often see small children walking by themselves, getting on the train by themselves, going to the shop by themselves, and it blows my mind because they can't be older than like 5 or 6. You wouldn't see that in the UK, which I think is really lovely that it's so safe here that they're able to do that. And I feel safe in the nighttime walking around by myself. The education system. I feel like there are things that are great and some things that I'm not quite sure about. The kids are expected to work very, very hard, which I think it's a very good thing. And it obviously raises their intelligence and their prospects for later in life. And I feel like the attention to detail in the Japanese education system is just far superior to the UK. I never had to go to school on a weekend. And that's the thing I'm not quite sure about, because kids need rest, you know. But I guess it's just the way of life here, so they get used to it. But it's just different from what I'm used to. Number 8, the health. The majority of the population is very, very healthy. You rarely see people that are overweight. Everyone has really good diets and they exercise a lot. So I think this maybe is why people tend to look a lot younger than their age here, and people live longer. Number 9, I guess I wasn't expecting it to be quite so hard to live here without a good level of Japanese. I mean, it makes sense, right? If someone that doesn't speak English comes to England, they will struggle in a similar way that I'm struggling right now without being able to speak Japanese. So maybe I shouldn't be too surprised. But if you're watching this and you are considering moving to Japan, then don't let it stop you. I'm absolutely fine surviving without a really good level of Japanese. I'm picking things up every day, and I feel like that is helping. And of course, we've got technology now, so Google Translate is very, very helpful. But it is a little bit of a hurdle to jump over when you're having to do things that are government related, like filling in residency forms and health check kind of things. Number 10, just how much there is to see and do. I feel like compared to the UK, maybe it's just because I'm from a different culture, but there are just so many things happening all the time here in Japan. Number 11, I wanted to put in like a little bonus one. The weather is crazy, especially in the rainy season. It's very, very hot, obviously, in the summer. Just like all the weather that we get in the UK, but extreme. Anyway, I wanted to say what I've learnt about myself since being in Japan. So, when you come to Japan as a foreigner, you do get looked at a little bit, but it's something that I've become comfortable with, and I really don't mind it anymore. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm becoming less self-conscious, I think, and just not really caring so much about things like that. And also, people look at you, but I don't think it's always negative. I think they're just curious about you because you look different and you're obviously from a different place in the world. And they're just curious about that, I think. Also, even though I said what I said about not being able to speak Japanese and it's being quite difficult, it's really not so hard. If you show people that you are willing to speak even just a word of their language, then they appreciate that more than anything. So I think showing that you're trying is the more important thing. You learn the words for what you need and then you get by. But another thing I've learned about myself is that I'm not so good at language learning. I learn words, then they just jump out of my head straight away. Then I learn them again, same thing. Another thing is following dreams. I feel like in a way this experience has opened up a whole new potential future for me. I just feel really inspired to keep pushing forward with my art business, and I guess this has just given me some confidence that I can do things that feel or seem unachievable. Feeling like I can do it. I can make my life good. I do get homesick, and that's just a way of life. I think living here you do get homesick, but I've surprised myself in how well I've jumped hurdles. Like, it was hard to settle here because of the homesickness. When I first got to Japan, I felt so out of my comfort zone, but I kind of let myself feel like that for a moment, and then I just ran straight headfirst into experience. And that's, I think, the biggest thing I wanted to share about my experience, is that it was scary. It was very scary, but I did it anyway, and that's what I want you to take away from this video. Do things scared. This could have been the biggest failure of all for me, but how would I know if I didn't try? Don't let your anxiety hold you back from anything. You can let it say things to you, but you can ignore it and just jump into things anyway. I'm so proud of myself for getting here and having this experience that I'm having, because I didn't let the anxiety win. Yeah, so don't let your anxiety or your fear hold you back from anything, because you don't know what's waiting for you on the other side. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a little like if you liked it, and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more videos on what I'm doing in Japan. I also post some art content. I'm enjoying myself. What can I say? I hope you learned something or found it interesting. If you're considering moving to Japan, even for a few years, just do it. I promise you won't regret it. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and be kind to people. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!